was a chance to relax, though Carlos Sainz still looked worried. For Didier Auriol, things were very positive.
For me, it's very important here to be before Carlos Sainz. It's what I try. I think now I must give my maximum, and we see what happens.
And Marku was concerned about a persistent problem with the petrol in his Subaru.
Today, in good, I have only, small problem in our petrol. Nobody knows what happened in petrol pump is nobody find. I have a really big misfiring in maybe 3 or 4 states, but I pay maybe 10 seconds, not all. But car is, only that's all normal. Is I have power, but I want much more. In our power is not like in Toyota, but our handling, suspension, and weight and brakes now is so good, and our speed is quite okay.
David Llewellyn had a chance to reflect on the rally so far.
The biggest problem was the time lost to 2 punctures. The first puncture happened in the longest stage today, about halfway through, so there's no way we could really drive through on it because you damage other things on the car, so we stopped to change it, and that lost us 3.5 minutes. And then the second puncture, it was only 5 kilometers from the end, so we continued, and we lost another sort of minute there. So okay, it's one of those things, and the biggest trouble is running at number 18. Of course, the roads are very, very rough, and thus there's big stones on the road, and this is why punctures happen. I think you can see the times dropping off as the cars pass through the stage, so it's a long way to go. It gets harder. Tomorrow there's a lot of ground to cover, and it's more mountainous stages, and they are very rough, so we've had no problem, so that should be good for tomorrow.
The new leader of the rally was Toyota man Carlos Sainz, after Kankkunen lost time with a puncture. But Kankkunen was clearly not about to stop trying. Puncture or not, he was still chasing Sainz hard. Second leg leader Didier Auriol had slipped down to 3rd place, 15 seconds behind Kankkunen. While Biason was making the best of that nervous differential in his Lancia, but 2 minutes behind Auriol and in 4th place. The remarkable Kenneth Eriksson was pushing his Galant so hard that he had now recorded the fastest times on no less than 25 of the 31 stages. Quite an achievement. Marku was down to 7th after hitting a rock and damaging his rear differential. Miki had been dragging his Mazda around a lot of corners after the handbrake seized in the middle of a hairpin. And Gregoire de Mavius was accelerating as hard as he could in the Group N battle, continuing the contest with his rally rival Stratesino in the Nissan Pulsar, entered by the local Nissan dealer. Stratesino was the nom de plume hiding the identity of a Greek motoring journalist. For the Ford Sierra Cosworth, reliability remained an insoluble problem. Delecour was the first to go, then Malcolm Wilson, and 4 stages later, Alex Fiorio. A disconsolate Malcolm Wilson explains.
We had a front driveshaft brake, which is something that we've never had happen before. It broke at the end, which means that it's the part that sort of holds the wheel on, etc. So we lost the front wheel in the process. We managed to get out of the stage and got the repairs done, but unfortunately we were out of time.
Sainz was unhappy with the Toyota suspension, while Auriol seemed almost to have found another gear, and teammate Kankkunen looked unstoppable. Would Sainz have to settle for less than an outright win? Juha Kankkunen was on the absolute limit, sensing perhaps another victory on this event, which he last won in 1986. Frenchman Didier Auriol took the lead by 18 seconds until a puncture 5 miles from the end of the longest stage in the rally, Tarzan, caused him to lose his tyre and a heartbreaking 6 minutes. Biason, with his suspension changed, was running in a distant third position. Armin Schwarz was trying everything he knew to fend off Mitsubishi man Kenneth Eriksson, who himself continued to put up more and more fastest times. And someone worked out that if only he hadn't suffered those road penalties, he'd be leading the rally by over 2 minutes. Ah, if only. Marku Alen's valiant efforts in the Subaru came to an end when the front suspension failed, putting him off the road and out of the event. And the long hand of fate was shortly to reach out for Stig Blomqvist. He completed stage 37 and was driving out of the stage when his engine dropped a valve and his rally came to an end.